you might have stopped believing years ago. So why is there still a cold drop in your stomach when you think too hard about dying? That's not a thought. You can't argue with it. It's older than your opinions because it was put there before you had any. Here's a question almost nobody asks. Ancient Egypt thought about death more than any people who have ever lived. They built mountains for it. So did they have a hell? The answer is stranger than yes or no. They had a judgment day, a real one, with a scale, and they never built a furnace. Think about where you got it. Most of us were children, 6, 7, 8 years old, sat somewhere hard, being told what happens to people who get it wrong, and we understood it completely because a child understands fire. You can spend 30 years reading your way out of that and still not get the feeling out. And for some of you, it's worse than a feeling. Somebody once told you where a person you loved had gone. A grandmother, a father, someone who didn't say the right words in time. And you have carried that quietly ever since, and probably never said out loud how much it hurt. So let's do this properly. Let's go and look at a people who took judgment more seriously than almost anyone and see what they actually built. Quick thing, if this is your kind of thing, subscribe and hit like. That's genuinely what carries it to the next person, and send it to one person who's still carrying that fear and thinks they're the only one. They're not. Here's their picture of it. You die, and you're brought into a hall. There's a set of scales in the middle of the room. They take your heart and they put it in one pan, and in the other pan they put a feather, not a heavy thing, a feather, because the feather stands for Maat, truth, balance, the way things are supposed to go. And here's what I love about it. It's not asking whether you were perfect. It's asking whether your heart got heavy, whether you filled it with things that weigh. Then you speak. And this is the part people don't know. There's a list, 42 of them, and you go down it saying what you did not do. I did not steal. I did not lie about someone. I did not take milk from the mouth of a child. I did not add weight to the scale when I was selling. 42 specific, ordinary, checkable things. Not, did you believe correctly? What did you do to actual people? And then the scale settles. And that's the verdict. Now, I said there was something in their version worse than anything the church came up with. Here it is. If your heart is heavier than the feather, there is something waiting beside the scales. And it eats your heart. Not to hurt you. That's the point. You end, you stop. There is no more of you. They called it the second death. And to an Egyptian, that was the worst thing imaginable, because everything they built, all of it, was about continuing. So understand what that is. It is a severe judgment. It is not a soft religion. Nobody's getting away with anything. But look at what it isn't. There is no room where you stay awake and burn, and it never stops. The punishment is that you're finished. It has an end, because it is an end. Now the part I owe you, and there are 3 things, because it would be very easy to lie to you here. First, I am not telling you the church made hell up out of nothing. The words are in the book. You can go and read them. What I'm saying is smaller and truer. The full picture, the room, the fire, the forever, was built up over a very long time, mostly in paintings and sermons, and Christians have never agreed on it. Some of the earliest and most respected teachers in the faith thought everybody comes home in the end. That's not a modern idea. That argument has been going on inside Christianity since the beginning. Second, and this one matters most to me, I am not telling you Christianity copied this from Egypt. Last video I told you to watch out for claims that everybody repeats and nobody can trace. I'd be a hypocrite to hand you one now. Egypt got there thousands of years earlier. That's all I can prove. Anything past that, I'd be making up. Third, I'm not going to sell you ancient Egypt as gentle. Their writings about the underworld have fire in them and knives. There are frightening pictures down there, and I'm not hiding them. The difference isn't that Egypt was nicer. The difference is where it ends up. In their picture, the worst case is that you stop. In the one you were taught, the worst case is that you don't. And here's why that difference changes a person. A scale and a furnace ask you two different questions. A scale asks, how did you live? Weigh it. A furnace asks, did you comply, in or out? One of those makes you look at your actual life, what you did, to real people, in ordinary weeks. The other makes you look at whether you're on the right side. And you can be completely on the right side and still take the milk out of a child's mouth. The scale catches that. The furnace doesn't even ask. Let me show you how careful you have to be here, though. You have probably heard that the word Jesus used for hell was the name of a burning rubbish dump outside Jerusalem. It's repeated everywhere. It was a real valley. That part's solid. It's still there. But the burning rubbish dump, nobody can find that in any ancient source. It turns up about 1,000 years later, and everyone has copied it since. So I'm not going to use it, even though it would help my argument. Same rule as last time. It's a good rule. So what do you do with this? You don't have to swap one afterlife for another. I'm not asking you to believe in the hall or the scales. Here's the useful part, and it works whatever you believe. That list of 42, you can go and read it tonight. It's free, and you'll notice something about it straight away. Every single one is answerable. Did I take more than my share this week? Yes or no? Did I say a thing about someone that wasn't true? Yes or no? Did I make somebody's load heavier so mine got lighter? You do not need to wait for a hall to run that. You can run it on a Tuesday. That's what your ancestors were really doing. They weren't frightening people into being good. They were handing them a scale and saying, you'll be weighed on this, so you may as well start weighing yourself now. So, did ancient Egypt believe in hell? They believed in judgment? Seriously, in detail. And the worst thing they could imagine was ending, which means an endless fire was never the only way to make people take their lives seriously. Somebody chose it. And then they taught it to a child. And the child was you. Tell me in the comments, what were you told as a kid happens to people who get it wrong? Say it here. It's lighter once it's outside your head. Walk the way with us. Subscribe. Maat is the measure.